Hi, everybody. Welcome to Millie's Virtual Open House. This is Mr. Turner. I teach 8th grade environmental science. And welcome to our Environmental Science Virtual Open House. What do we cover in environmental science honors? We go over nature of science, which is just your general how things happen for science, processes, scientific method, testing, experimentation, investigations, all things that just happen in science every year. Then we go into force and motion, which is actually what we're working on right now. We're in our motion unit. Then we go into nature of environmental science. Then we do matter and energy, go through the periodic table, figure out how that energy impacts the world around us. Then we go into ecosystems, hierarchy of organisms, trophic levels. Then we go into biodiversity and evolution. We look at population dynamics of how animals interact and how their populations change. We go into human populations, energy production, what's the best way we can use our natural resources, and we end up at the end of the year on human body systems and how the human body is impacted by the environment around us. A little bit about me. It's my 9th year teaching at Millway, 4th year teaching this high school environmental science class. I got my bachelor's degree in biology from FSU and my master's from UCF. I enjoy sports, the outdoors, and spending time with my family. My contact information, email is by far the best way to get in contact with me, which is on the screen right now. You can also call and leave a message. It automatically goes to a voicemail, so I'll see the red light flashing and I'll call you back. Or you can send me a nice letter and I will write you back. In my 9 years here, I've not received a letter in the mail, so you could be the first. If you really want to send me a letter, that is one way you can contact me, but email is definitely the fastest and most direct. You can also drop me a message in the eCampus inbox, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm trying to get back to our connectors within about half an hour or less, if possible. Online tools we use all the time. It's week 5 already, so you guys know we use eCampus. eCampus is life, as I like to say, because we use it all the time. We also do a lot of things in Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Drive, and we do these Google Meet live streams. We'll also use PhET simulations. We've done one with the Pendulum Lab, and we'll do a couple more as the year progresses, just to kind of simulate how things happen. How do we use eCampus on a daily basis? So the first thing you'll notice if you scroll down on our eCampus page is our weekly agenda. Our weekly agenda houses everything we do in class. It includes all assignments, presentations, activities for the week, step by step. These are the tasks we need to get done. And if there's any presentations, I'll do them on the live stream so you can listen to me chat while we're talking about it, take notes on things, and just be awesome. The second thing down there in the middle is the live stream. You must be logged into your SCPS Google Drive account, your school Google Drive, for any of this stuff to work. It includes the bell schedule and the Seminole Connect expectations next to the live stream. If you're an in-class person and you're required to stay home for a couple days, definitely join in to the live stream. Those Connect people obviously are already doing that on a daily basis. Thank you. If the live stream's not working during class, please shoot me a message. An email is real quick. I was actually had some technical difficulties last week and was able to get them figured out during class and was only delayed a couple minutes. And finally, the last thing, which is super critical on the bottom of that main page, is the attendance form. Please fill it out whether you're in class or online for Connect. This is how I know you're here and checked into the class. And I use this to take attendance. So if you're marked absent for a day and you think you should have been not marked absent, you probably didn't fill the attendance form out. So it is super critical that you make sure that attendance form gets filled out every day. That way I'll mark you present and everything will be good to go. A little bit about our class. This is a high school environmental science class. It is an honors level course and it will be on your high school transcript. It counts for like 4.5 GPA or something like that. It's weighted because it is an honors level class. It counts for one of your science classes that you have to take in high school. And I do accept late work for this class, but since it is a high school class, it is 50% off. So make sure things get turned in on time. I know we're working with some of us on trying to figure out how to better prioritize and maximize our things to make sure that stuff's not late. Tests and quizzes are worth 35% of your grade. Assignments and classwork are worth 35%. Homework is worth 10%. And the 9 weeks exam, which we'll take every quarter, is worth 20%. The statewide science assessment is in early May. It is an awesome test that covers 6th, 7th, and 8th grade science, but we will be ready. My job is to make sure we are ready to go, and we do very, very well on that test, and we will make that happen. It's basically the FSA for science, but it has to have a cooler name, so it is the SSA instead, the statewide science assessment. For our Seminole connectors at home, the expectation says that you are online and in your eCampus class according to the bell schedule at the beginning of the period. Make sure you fill out that weekly agenda or that weekly attendance form located below the weekly agenda for each class day, so I can mark you here. Connect students will participate in a Google Meet, or for us, it's a Google Meet live stream. And all student school rules and the Seminole Code of Conduct still apply for you at home for every class, not just because you're home. Those things don't apply. They do apply. So if you're using chat or things like that, make sure you're cautious and you're doing the right thing. And finally, some helpful resources and tips for success. This is the Big Fat Notebook for science. Everything you need to ace science in one big fat notebook. I really like it. We use it as a resource in class. Sometimes if there's specific things we need, I will make sure you get those specific things. But I think it is an awesome resource to just have in general. My high school kids tell me that they still come back and they still utilize that book in high school to just kind of check in and refresh on some things they might have forgotten about. It covers everything from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade science. It is super helpful and a great resource. You can find it in any bookstore or it's on Amazon. Typically, it's around $10, but it's kind of one of those resources that you can use for years and years. So I highly recommend if you can get a copy, it's great. It'll definitely help out to remember some of those tough things that we just forget about all the time. Tips for success: spend 10 to 15 minutes a night reviewing what we covered during that class period. Only do it after the class day. So if you have me for an odd day, you only need to do it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. But that 10 to 15 minutes will definitely refresh your mind on what we covered. Make sure you need to complete anything that needs to get done. And that way you're good to go. Actually review and study for the tests and quizzes. They're hard. It's a high school level class with high school level questions. You're not just going to be able to show up on test day and get 100% every time. They are difficult. So definitely review and study beforehand and make sure all your work is on time, and you will be doing awesome this year. So those are my tips for success. Thank you so much for visiting and stopping by our virtual open house. It's awesome to have you guys in class, whether you're in class or online. It's going to be an awesome rest of the year. Have a great Spartan evening.